What's up, YouTube? Today is a video I want to talk to you all about diet, because most of my videos so far have been just updates really about how my training is going, but this is an important topic. There's a lot of people who watch my videos, who follow my videos, I should imagine will be similar to myself when I started out. So a guy who is pretty skinny, has always been skinny his whole life, struggles to gain weight, and that's why you want to take the advice of someone who is skinny but has managed to gain weight. So the main thing I talk about is my diet and why the way I eat, and why I think you should eat the same if your goals are the same. But you know, you may not be, you may be chubby looking to lose weight, so we'll talk about that, we'll touch on that briefly as well. By way of a brief update, because I mentioned I would state it after my last video, currently standing about 9 stone 11, so just shy of 10 stone, so I've gained near enough half a stone since I started. So the diet. I eat at the moment predominantly the same thing every day, which is boring, and you really have to have the right mental outset and view on food to be able to do that. But if you can, there is a great thing about that, is that you only have to calorie count and macro count once, because with the exception of minor changes, slight variations, which I'll talk about in a moment, your calories and your macros will be the same every day. So what I'm eating at the moment to make the progress I've made so far is, for breakfast I have a pint of milk, 4 eggs scrambled with half a tin of fruit, and 2 slices of bread buttered. For lunch I will have have a pint of milk, not half, a pint of milk, and a tuna sandwich using a whole can of tuna and some mayo. And for dinner, you've guessed it, another pint of milk, and normally have potatoes, sometimes rice, but normally potatoes with lean ground beef mince. Now there are a couple of reasons behind all of those items. One, my calories with that are anywhere between 2,700 and 3,000 a day. Now the variations in that are on a couple of things. One, whether I have whole or semi-skimmed milk, and 2, on whether I have, like, what bread I have, what butter I have, and a lot also, most of the time for lunches I will have tuna mayo, because it's high in calories, high in protein, but because of the whole mercury thing with tuna, I'm a little bit nervous about eating that much tuna, so sometimes I eat mackerel served in olive oil, which is less calories, because mackerel and mayo is disgusting, so I don't add mayo to it, so it's less calories. Sometimes it's around 2,700, sometimes it's around 3,000 calories, and that allows for me, while training, and while I was training 6 days a week with weights but no cardio, to gain between 2 to 3 pounds a week, which I think is a pretty good gain, to have only a maximum 50% fat to muscle gain, but hopefully less than that, because newbie gains, as everyone talks about gaining more muscle when you're at the bottom of what your ability is. So I may need to scale back the weight gain per week as I get closer to my genetic potential, because I'll gain more fat, less muscle. So that's between 2,700 3,000 calories a day. It's well over 100 grams of protein. It's like 150, 160 grams of protein, which is fine for someone of my body weight. So I really get everything I need. So if you're worried about fat, obviously have a semi-skimmed milk. I wouldn't bother with skimmed, because the protein of semi-skimmed actually shoots up slightly from whole milk. As the calories go down, skimmed milk, you don't have the same correlation. The protein stays the same as semi-skimmed, and you get a lot less calories, so you'll have to drink a lot more of it to get the same number of calories. Because it's one thing you'll have heard many times, and you might not like to accept it, but weight gain is all about calories in versus calories out, the same as weight loss. It's all the same. Your training will not give you the results you want if your diet doesn't match. So you need to get in a surplus of calories. You need to take in more calories than you burn in order to gain weight. So if you're a skinny guy, fuck skimmed milk, even fuck semi-skimmed milk, just get whole milk. 250 calories per 500 ml, which is near enough a pint, which is what I drink 3 times a day. So I drink 1.5 litres of whole milk a day, semi-skimmed sometimes, but normally whole milk for more calories. So if you want to gain weight, that's a good way to go. So the 4 eggs are the important bit of breakfast, 4 eggs and the carbs from the bread. The fruit is a personal preference because I don't like eggs, so feel free to cut that out. That's only like 40 to 60 calories in any case, but it does make the eggs taste awesome. So 4 eggs, fruit and toast for breakfast with milk, a tuna sandwich. You may be surprised that 2 slices of bread, and it's important you get bread that's high in calories. You can get some really low calorie breads, which is great if you're trying to lose weight, but I tend to go for seeded batches and always wholemeal because it's just a healthier option. But if you get seeds in your bread, you can have well over 100 calories per slice, 110 or so calories per slice. So 2 slices of bread, 2 tablespoons of mayo, and a whole 90, the standard size little round tin of tuna, 90 grams of tuna in there, and a pint of milk, and you've got, I think it's about 790, 800 calories right there in one meal. So you easily hit your target. I have beef for dinner because it's cheaper than chicken for the simple reason of that, and it has more calories. So it's great if you're trying to gain weight to have the beef instead of the chicken, although if you're worried about saturated fat, you can have turkey mince. Has much more protein, but it has considerably less calories because of the lower fat content, so you have to get that in elsewhere through more carbohydrates. If you struggle to eat a lot, up your fats, because that allows you to have smaller servings with more calories. So if you eat anywhere between 2,500 and 3,000 calories and you're a slim Jim, then you will gain weight. There are plenty of calculators online. Look for BMR calculators and weight gain calculators where you put in your weight, height, age, etc. It'll tell you how many calories you need. The MyFitnessPal app, which is for smartphones, most of you probably know, I use that, and that suggests that I need 2,400 calories to gain a pound a week. I go way in excess of that because 2,400 calories doesn't allow for my maximum muscle growth per week. So it might be good if you want to do lean gains, but I like to go a bit higher than that. So anywhere 2,700 to 3,000 is what I'm on at the moment, and I'm gaining 2 to 3 pounds a week. And I still look pretty lean, so I haven't gained an awful lot of fat in my opinion, and the fat I have gained helps you become stronger. It's something a lot of people are nervous about, getting fat, but if you're bulking, it's really important to gain a bit of fat, because the more fat you have on your limbs, so on your arms and your legs, they become more effective levers, so you will be stronger. The stronger you are, the more weight you can lift. The more weight you can lift, the more of the weight you gain will be muscle. So it's a bit of an oxymoron, but having more fat allows you to have more muscle. So don't worry too much about gaining a little bit of fat when you bulk. Now, the video's going on for a little bit. That's my diet, and I suggest you follow that if you want to gain weight. If you want to lose weight, it's really as simple as less calories in than you use. So by the same token, if I need 2,400 to 2,700 to gain weight, if I had, say, 2,000 to 1,800, I would probably lose about a pound a week. I'd have to do the maths on that to double check if those figures are correct, but again, online calorie calculators can tell you what you need to take in. If you're losing weight and you want to maintain as much muscle as possible, which I highly recommend you do, even ladies, because you can be a size 8 with no muscle and look like a saggy piece of shit, or you can be a size 10 with some muscle tone and you can look good. So I highly recommend you try and hold on to that muscle. The way to do that is to get your protein up. So if your calories ever go below maintenance, your protein should go up. There is a lot of science behind that, but the long and the short of it is that if you're taking in less calories than you need, then your body will utilize other energy sources other than carbohydrates that come into your body. So the upshot of that, or the downside rather, is that if you are not taking in enough protein, your body will burn the protein that's already in your body to make energy to keep yourself going. So that means you're going to burn off your muscle. So if you're taking in a lot of protein, there's a lot of amino acids floating around in your blood from the protein you eat, then you won't burn as much of your hard-earned muscle when you come down to cut down on your calories. So I don't have a diet plan for you if you're trying to lose weight, but you need to understand that your calories need to be lower than maintenance, so lower than what you need to maintain your current weight, and you need to increase your protein to make sure that you don't lose too much muscle in the process. You don't want to lose more than 1 or 2 pounds a week, because again, the same as gaining weight, if you gain too much, 90% of it will be fat. If you lose weight too fast, 90% of it will be muscle. Unfortunately, they work in opposite directions, so whenever you go up or down in size, you want to do it slowly, a couple of pounds a week, and you should be laughing. So yeah, that's my diet. If you want more details on it, and if you want a detailed plan for losing weight while maintaining muscle, because I can do that as well for you, then let me know. Any comments, etc. But like the video if you like it, comment, subscribe, or respond to all comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.